What up, peeps? We got a hell of a show for you today. Of course, we're talking about Little Brother returns with May the Lord Watch. Skyzoo got with Pete Rock. We got some heat coming out that up and coming Retropolitan, and we gotta talk about Jigga Man himself. Is he a sellout? All this and more on That Boom Bap. Let's get it. What up, what up? Welcome back to That Boom Bap. I'm your host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Pornhub, at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. And I'm sitting with the ever so lovely, isn't she marvelous? Isn't she beautiful? Layla E. What up, Layla?
Oh, that was so sweet. Thank you, broski. Yep. Still don't have a flow yet. I was about to totally copy and paste Tuts. But yes, this is Layla E. You could definitely find me at everything, Layla_E1 on all things social media. And don't forget to follow us at Boom Bap Official.
That's what's up. And of course, the light-skinned bomber himself, DJ King Tut. What up, Tut?
All right, look, 713-314. You already know me, DJ King Tut, DJ_King_Tut, T.U.T. Instagram, DJ King Tut 1. That's Twitter. You follow me, I follow back. Team, what's goody?
Bet money I could catch you at lunch with a pad writing this shit down. Like you writing bars at lunch.
Nah, straight from the dome. Straight from the dome.
It's simple. It's from the dome. And at this rate in time of my life, I ain't getting lunch. I'm just in my office.
Really?
Cooking up the work.
Oh, man.
Up the work.
You missed the freestyle session this weekend.
All right, listen, look, I was happy that I got it on Thursday. I was happy I got it on Friday. Salute to wifey and little Tut in Chicago. But when she come back, you know, shit had to be house. I could no longer live like a bachelor. House had to be right, low key.
That's
All
right.
my married men, y'all know what it is.
Lucretia
I had
P.
I had to be there for it.
God.
So, you know,
Yes.
happy wife, happy life. I subscribe to that all day long, twice on Sunday.
Yo.
And shout out to Soul Searching Podcast from New York. We had fun all weekend long. And let me tell you some things I don't remember. But yeah, it was really cool.
And shout out to my girl, Atasha from the Sneaker Summit. She showed us a good time on Friday in particular. Dope. It was all love. So yeah, that's what's up.
Yep. Happy birthday, D.
We was just in these streets, man.
I don't get it.
Welcome to my house party. Yeah. Shout out to Pop Smoke.
Oh man, game nights, yo.
Game
we
nights.
need to bring those back.
Yo.
So I didn't even know there was a black taboo called
Niggas. I'm
No.
sorry.
Wait, there's what?
There's a black
Y'all niggas wild.
powerful
we didn't
niggatry.
play it, but there's a black taboo. So you basically, have to guess questions like, stuff like do-rag and the itis and like stuff like that.
Okay.
So I'm about to buy me like, I don't know. It's another name for it, but it's on Amazon. I'm gonna buy it. It's like $30.
Black Car Vogue's dope. I mean, that's always that's a go-to nowadays. And then
That's a go-to.
Yeah.
That's a go-to. And then we played one game. I can't think of the name of what it's called, but each card had a meaning to it. So like,
Cards of Humanity.
No, not that one. No, this is a Negro game. Cause it's a
Black Card Revoke.
It's just a right. It's just a deck of cards that you would play like spades with, or whatever. And each card had a name. I forgot. Somebody told me the name of it, but it was dope because like if you got a jack, you had to drink, or each card had a value to it. So
that's badass. That sounds like gin rummy, but with alcohol.
Nah, it was even better than that because you just cut the cards and get the. Anyway, nonetheless,
it don't matter. We
it was fire.
had a decent weekend.
If y'all know the name of that game, let me know. I forgot, low key.
I will say, not to try to kill the mood a little bit, but
She kills the mood.
I am
Man,
kind of. I want to give. I'll save it for the end of the show.
Okay.
I'll save it for the end of the show.
Damn.
All right.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I wanna
Cliffhanger
not like
life.
that.
All right. Okay, that's what's up. Layla's booed up. We no longer give her number out. Anyway, we need to get.
I am with who? Tell me. Is it a
okay,
mystery?
that's up.
shit you on. Okay, whatever. But it's time for us to get into our
Track of the week.
So, folks, we got a fire ass track of the week that's coming up. We've got that and a whole bunch more that's coming down the pipe. Stay tuned to That Boom Bap. We'll see y'all in a bit.
My hair is extra
So-
poofy. Oh.
This week's track of the week comes from our main man, Skyzoo. He got with the world-renowned, legendary Pete Rock, putting together this hotness off of Retropolitan that's coming later this year. Skyzoo, Pete Rock, it's all good. Let's let this shit rock out for a minute.
Are those our sound effects?
Whew. Come on.
So
Legacy J's.
we already know
Legacy J's.
Skyzoo can rap.
So
Rap.
let me open this up.
Rap.
Let me just, I'm full fucking transparent. Facebook Live, we see you. Marcus Black, what up, baby? Listen to the
Hey.
Remedy. Shout out to the fucking Remedy in the building.
Yes, sir.
Skyzoo is in my top 5. He has officially made it. He's got enough bodies of work under him.
Yeah.
He's ghostwritten for enough niggas in the industry that and
Care to
and
name some
he
names?
across the BIPA spectrum, he can meet every piece of that shit. Officially in my top 5. I'm so excited for Retropolitan, man. And I hear that this track is what, 12, 15 years old?
Yeah.
From Pete Rock?
Oh, Time Vault.
Yeah, like he
For
took
real?
some old shit from Pete Rock
and
breathed life into that
Yeah.
thing.
Aw, I wish Nas did the same thing.
He can't.
No
Jesus
shade, like,
Christ.
seriously.
A lot of
it's
fucking shade.
God damn. Am I on the beach right now? Anyway, nonetheless.
Come
on. No. First off, I love the beat. Actually, it gives me. You know, it's funny you say that, and when I heard it, I immediately thought to myself, "Damn, he either went into a time capsule and went in his old bag and made this, or he took something that was sitting there in the tuck." And I really love the beat. And then Skyzoo is just, I mean, he's dead nice. Like, I mean, he can, he can rap. Like, he gives you stories. He lyrical, miracle, spiritual. He can give you some gutter shit if you want that. I mean, he gives you a wide ranging things. And I love his voice. I love his flow, his cadence. And over this beat, yo, this shit, dude, you know what's funny? This is like some shit I want to hear a young Nas over.
Yes.
A young Nas,
Thank
but
you.
we can't get that no more.
That's where I was going with
He
my
got it.
slight shade.
He got bad knees.
No.
Nas got bad knees.
No, I definitely don't think Nas is done with. I do feel like he
Knees
can
are
definitely
bad.
come back. But, not to make the discussion about him, but whenever you hear Skyzoo or Pete Rock on something, you kind of know that it's going to have that flavor that we know them for. They're very consistent in the game. So to have this as the track of the week, I think it started off my week right.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just nice. It was just nice flow, mellow type stuff,
It is, right?
It is. It gives you. It puts you in that bag.
Like
It does
that?
put you in a very good bag.
So here's the thing. It might show up.
exclusive.
In my Flow Mo Mellow mix, that's gonna be debuting live on Sphere Radio's Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So it may just show up in my mix. I just let out a little teaser.
That's
Yeah.
what's up.
Just a little bit.
debut teaser.
Just a little bit.
Teaser.
I really enjoy the track. It's definitely something I've been riding around to. And I'm with you. I can't wait for the album. I've been cultivating. I've been salivating for this album.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about it because I feel like the end of the year they're gonna hit us over the head. I feel like this last quarter is gonna be a monster.
It's gonna be the best part of the year.
It's gonna be a monster.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because the first quarter was a dud.
Yeah. No.
Second quarter was aight.
Yeah. But that's what it is, though. That's our track of the week for you. Skyzoo getting with the legendary Pete Rock coming hot off the Retropolitan album that's dropping this year. We've got It's All Good. It's a classic Skyzoo on a classic Pete Rock beat. You can't beat that shit, but this is That Boom Bap. Am I right? This is what the fuck we do. We give you these type of gems. That way you can rock out throughout the whole fucking week. But guess what, folks? We love y'all. We support y'all. Thank y'all so much. But you got to tune in and subscribe to get the rest of this episode to support us. So head over to all our goddamn platforms. Boom Bap Official. Stay tuned. We drop content every Tuesday. Hit the YouTube. Hit Amazon. Hit every fucking platform you want. You can find our content across the globe. We'll see y'all next time, folks. Peace. Making money is me, man. I love any reference back to that show, man.
Bet. So check it out. So as we get into,
Were you ready to do the next segment? You ready to get into the next segment?
I am
What's
ready
the
to get
next
into the next
segment?
Well, let's
segment.
get into the next segment, which is our hip hop
Hip-hop
news.
news.
So,
Gotcha.
hip hop news.
Ooh, we got 80 people to watch.
Yo, so check it out. So we in our hip hop news life, right? So what's been burning up the airwaves all week?
Fucking Jay.
J fucking Z. Jay-Z does a collaborative deal with the NFL, and the internet
It's
loses
going nuts, in the words of
its
Paul Wall.
mind. You got half the people saying that Jay's a sellout. You got half the people saying, let's wait and see. You got half the people saying, you got another subset of people saying, let's look at this track record with the Nets and the Barclays Center and gentrification. You got other people saying, yo, man, the Nealon wasn't doing nothing. What's Collins say? Nets coming out. It's just a lot going on. So boom, bap. I want to bring it to you guys. Tell me what y'all think about the news of Jay-Z collaborating with the NFL. Looks like he has a partnership. The details are scarce, but we know it's to help with entertainment, right? To cultivate halftime shows and this and that, but it's also to partner with them in their social outreach program, which I think was started by Malcolm Jenkins last year, a couple years ago.
Right.
So tell me what y'all think about, Jay-Z in a collaboration with the NFL. What's y'all
Well,
thoughts?
I mean, I have a little bit of mixed emotions about it. And I don't know if I actually have a solid stance as of yet, only because I definitely see the positives and I can definitely understand where the negatives are coming from. Especially after hearing Dame Dash's interview on No Jumper earlier this week, and he was like, I'm not surprised, and a lot of true Jay-Z heads are like, yeah, you listen to his music, he's a capitalist, whenever he can get money, he's gonna get money. And then there's others that are saying, hey, Jay-Z has been doing a lot for the community, some things that haven't even been brought out. This is just an extra thing to add to that list. Why are y'all being so hateful towards him? So, I mean, if the intent was actually to have a seat at the table, and if it was actually for the sole purpose of bringing awareness and doing all of that as the first start of doing this, then yes, I absolutely love it. But if his only intention was, hey, halftime show, we running this, yeah, money, then I'm like, it's kind of, distasteful. But either way, he's doing something. He's doing a lot more than what other people are doing. So I really don't know where to sit. So I kind of am in the middle. So G, help me out here.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle, like literally, figuratively.
So here's the thing. I'm a person that likes to move in silence, right? Until I
Yes,
have
you
to be
do.
vocal about shit. But
Okay.
preferably, I move in silence.
Yeah.
And I think I enjoyed that space because it allowed me to do things that may seem unconventional, or it could be misconstrued
Yeah.
until you see the final product,
Mm-hmm.
or you see what this looks like over a long-term basis. You say something early up front, people will judge you on that shit, but they don't see the 5, 10, 20-year plan. And then it isn't until 5, 10, 15 years later that they're like, oh shit, that was a mastermind move in the beginning, because it's set up to do these things. If you didn't do this, none of this other shit could have came about. But some
Yeah.
people are so short-sighted. So I say that to say this, for all those that are listening right now on Spotify, you're watching this shit on YouTube, I'm patiently waiting to see what comes from this. It is way too fucking early to judge a partnership deal that allows him some type of creative control in the NFL. It's way too early. We don't know what that's going to look like. We don't know how that's going to manifest. And we don't know what else is included. And I guarantee you, we don't have the full details. Nobody but the goddamn NFL and Jay have the full details of whatever contractual obligations are put in this documentation.
Yeah.
We ain't got it. So I'm just happy to see an African American sitting at the table that does have a track record of opening doors. You can be a capitalist and be about your paper, and behind the scenes, you and your wife do shit. Send money places, get people out of jail, build
get
other
lawyers.
things, pay for people lawyers, back other. You can do all these different things at the same time. It can be a true win-win. So I'm just waiting to see.
I mean, can I piggyback off that just for 1 second?
What do you think?
Well, I think, yes, you're absolutely right. And that's the side that I'm kind of leaning more towards. But I think I see what other people are saying when it comes down to him and how he moves with business, right? At the press conference, obviously this is going to be talked about for a while because there was a press conference and there were a lot of things that were said that may or may not have been true. But the fact that he made mention to speaking to Colin and it actually not happening, I think is what's getting people in that frenzy, like, well, yo, why would you lie? Now are you backstabbing Colin? You know, like things like that. And if I'm not mistaken, he did something similar to Jermaine Dupri and told him, don't do anything for last year's Super Bowl or whatever. And Jermaine's, listen, he was something about that. Definitely check out Dame Dash's
and Jermaine came back
interview.
And I saw an alert this morning where he was like, Jermaine stepped out and said, Jay-Z never told me not to take the deal. And so it's like, you see, so who knows? That's why I say it's so early.
A weird thing.
I'm gonna give y'all a different version of today. I'm not gonna yell and scream because I really want to dive into this topic a little bit more. First off, I'm gonna pose a question to everybody out there who's listening. How much capital does a person have to build up when we give them the benefit of the doubt, at least initially? I feel like Jay over the last couple of years, several years, has done that. Whether it be bailing out all those people in Baltimore, or paying for funerals, or covering Trayvon Martin's cost of certain things, or bringing light and attention to other things. Him and his wife have come out and actively turned their nose up and promoted Black Power on the whitest of stages, like the Super Bowl.
Including the fucking Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, right.
He had a freestyle a few years ago where he joked about they only hating on a person that looked the same as you when he was talking about title. And I get it, right? Hove's track record is a little shaky, especially some of the people that dealt with him, Dame. But I don't think Dame has ever owned his piece of this when Dame went in there wilding on these offices and doing what he was doing. I also think that, you look at the Barclays Center situation, and I get it, right? He was a front for that allowed them to gentrify a lot of Brooklyn and cost some people their homes. Although they also provide a lot of jobs. Yep. And when you look at it, there's an offset there when you really do your research and do your due diligence. So I want to give Jay the benefit of the doubt. I look at how people threw Jim Brown away because he met with Trump. This is the same Jim Brown that leaves his door open to this day so gang members can come in LA if they're in trouble. All times of the night. Like, we as Black people have got to start, when you build up a certain level of capital, we've got to start letting you cash that in at some point. I think Jay has earned, in some instances, the benefit of the doubt. Colin, who we're talking about, Colin never came out and told us the deal of his settlement. If you was about that life and you was going to the wall, my nigga, you would have never settled. You would have had this shit go to court and had all them emails released and had them fucking owners by the balls if you really thought you was getting blackballed. Let's keep it a buck. So, and it's strange that I haven't heard anything from Colin. All I hear from his girlfriend, Ness. And that's another thing. Like, why is she the only one talking? Colin can speak. Eric Reed was dissing Jay-Z. Nigga, you getting a paycheck from the Dolphins, my nigga. I'm trying to figure out how you dogging me for doing business when you doing business. All the Black players bitching at Jay. If you stand in a locker room giving an interview in your opinion, I would like to say this is the pot calling the kettle black, my nigga. Let's keep it a buck. So, if you was about that life and y'all niggas really want to do it, y'all could pull y'all money together and open up your own league. Or how about y'all all sit out for Colin? If 20% of the important Black players, running backs, receivers, the few quarterbacks we do have, linemen, linebackers, defensive backs, would have set out, Colin would have a fucking job. Yep. So I want y'all to stop bitching at Hove and let the plan play out. Now, if it go left and all it is money for him and nothing changes, then crucify that nigga. His capital's burned up and he gets this work. But god damn, like, why do you allow them to pit us against one another?
Yep.
We fall for it every fucking time, dude. Every time. You can like W.E. Du Bois' talented 10th method and Booker T. Washington's method of working in industrial industries. It is possible to do both. If Jay feel like you can get into a corporation, I work in corporate America. Tell me, when people come, I work in corporate America, and it is imperative to me that I help boost people up. So I see black interns running around. Yo, let's go to lunch. Let me talk to you. Let me help you this. I see analysts come in that are at lower levels. Hey, let me holler at you and give you some game. Like, this is what you do. You get in, you infiltrate from the inside out. That's how I believe that shit works. I can't change shit from the outside in. But I really has been frustrated with all these people. And these conspiracy theory motherfuckers, like, let me tell you something. Y'all niggas, I don't see how y'all live.
What conspiracy?
Bro, just the whole, just everybody, like, you have to look it up. But it's these overly negative motherfuckers, like, I don't see how it is that y'all, like, live with y'all self, because I can't be that negative. You can call me cynical, you can call me blind, you can say I ain't woke. You overly woke motherfuckers, bruh, y'all be woke.
Put quotation marks near woke.
Bruh,
they
woke,
fake woke.
Yeah, like, come on. Like, it's I've been watching it, and I've been getting more and more angry, and it took everything in my soul not to do a get your bars off on this, because I really felt like, we'll get some more of this too later. I just feel like we gotta start shooting our people capital who's shown themselves to work for us. And you can say what you want to say about Jay's history, and you can only take Dame Dash's opinion for what it's worth.
I mean, he lost Rockefeller against Jay,
you can only take it for what it's worth. He's gonna be bitter.
At the same time, my thing is, and you're kind of helping me lean more towards that side of thinking on this issue, but it's just like, who else is doing it? Who else is putting the effort to do that? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if he's capitalizing off of it, then great. Why no one else thought to go as far as what he's doing? You know what I mean? And not only that, but he has Rock Nation. It's a sports agency, correct?
It is.
So,
It's a management agency.
Agency. So he's already tied somehow in it anyway. And not only that, but I thought it was kind of funny how Tommy Loren, Angelica, basically, she said, how do you spell sellout? Jayz. Believe in something even if it means sacrificing everything, right, Hova? I was like, yo, okay. And a lot of people are actually siding with her on that. And my whole thing is this: he's not selling out anything. No one is really selling out anything. I mean, even Colin has taken some back deal that we don't even know the details of, which, who cares? At the end of the day, everyone's getting paid. And secondly, would you want to go back to work for a company that's dogged the hell out of you?
No, not even that. If I paid you money, if you took me to court and you drug me through the mud for whatever reason, you think I'm going to hire you back, my nigga? I don't give a fuck how good you are. You think if you get fired from a company and you take them to court and you win or you get a settlement, they are not going to hire you. The news flash for you dumb niggas who don't listen or read. That's not how this works. That's not how this works, my dude. It doesn't work that way. What fantasy land are you living in?
Yeah.
Colin needs a job. Yo, Colin could have played in the CFL a long time ago. The other football organization you could play for, the CFL is out there. The XFL, come on. What are we doing? What are we doing? Yo, man, listen. Black unity is dead, my nigga. We can't get on one page for shit.
It's not dead.
Well, I don't know, it's still there.
It just takes time.
You go out on brunch Sundays.
These are opportunities where we do have to. But I tell you what, I can't wait for that Jay-Z This Is America diss track. He gonna diss the shit out of everybody who was talking shit when this plan come out.
I mean, that's good.
Because you know he is. This ain't no.
Content.
He's not a short term thinker and shit. People should have learned from his side. People should.
Is he really?
He is a sage. And people should have fucking learned from what he talked about on 444.
Yeah. Exactly. He gave you the blueprint, no pun intended, on that.
That was a great pun, though.
It was. I mean,
I appreciate that. Yeah. But Tud, I agree with what you said earlier. I think you said it in a very eloquent way. I appreciate you keeping your composure and keeping your hat on for that.
Man, no rant cam needed.
Wasn't nothing needed, but it was all the way 1,000, and we shall see. We'll see what this looks like. The book is not closed. Matter of fact, this is the fucking preface.
Yeah, exactly.
Of the goddamn book, and people losing their goddamn minds like this is the end.
I know. I'm anticipating a Jay-Z album coming soon. Yeah, for sure.
2019, 2020, 2021.
2020 is gonna be a good year.
Maybe we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Which brings us to the next topic about anticipating albums. So it's kind of shifted in the game a little bit of, back in the day, we used to just can't wait for Tuesday's albums to drop. Or remember how in the early 2000s we had Kanye versus 50 Cent?
Yep.
And it was like the battle of how many CDs you can
Graduation
buy.
versus Curtis.
Yeah.
Original challenges.
Yeah.
Social media challenges.
It
Right,
was Brenda
besides-
Letitia. I'm sorry. That shit's fire. I got
Yeah.
you.
Besides Popeyes and Chick-fil-A right now, that's what we're going through. But I mean, those were the days when you waited for someone's video to come out, its world premiere, sitting around the TV, and I kind of missed that, but we're kind of missing that a lot lately. And I feel like we need it back. Like, I just found out today that Missy Elliott, one of my favorite rappers of all time, is actually dropping an album at midnight tonight.
That's fire.
And then, of course, when New Rhapsody was coming out, and then Jeezy's coming out. But I'm like, damn, what happened to the good old days of actually waiting and wanting to hear
Waiting
and
and
see,
wanting.
for an album? I mean, do you think there's a new marketing way with the way things are, being streamed mostly, and you don't have to go out and buy? Do you think there could be a better way of us anticipating albums?
So I know Jeezy talked about on his interview this morning. He talked about you've seen less artists, especially established artists, release singles, right? Because he's like, everybody's an A&R, put the shit out, let it go out, and then basically the audience will pick the songs that they like, whether it be on Apple, you get a star by the most downloaded songs, right? So that will drive people towards a certain sound, right? And then you use that, metric to do the video and such. That way you're not shooting in the dark. You know what the fans want because you know your downloads or whatever. I think it's interesting because what it does is what it does for me is it's a lot of music to consume. You get a Friday drop and it's a heavy Friday, and it's a lot of albums to kind of get through, and like, can I really sit with all of them? Or sometimes others take precedent. Because you mentioned Rhapsody, you mentioned Jeezy, you mentioned Missy. Trey the Truth has one dropping tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah, you got or not tonight. Yeah, on the 23rd, you got Jadena. I'm actually looking forward to his album.
Looking forward to that.
So it's kind of it. What it does is it puts the consumer in an awkward position. You get a lot of music, but like, how can I listen to it all?
So it's oversaturated.
It can be at times because I'm like, y'all ain't playing this out because last week we only had Lil Brother.
Right.
Like, I mean, damn, it would have been nice to move.
We missed ASAP Ferg last week. Came out on the 16th.
Oh yeah, well, no, Lil Brother came out on the 20th.
Yeah, Ferg came out
on a
week.
random day, right?
Ferg came, yeah, and then Snoop had an album, Quality Control 2 had an album, Currency. It's just a lot.
It's like we don't be anticipating them anymore. It's like,
well, I think I think we can appreciate, which is what we do. And obviously it makes our job here for you all that are watching this, that are listening to this, it makes it more exciting because we decide what to give you all. We decide what deserves to be at this table. And sometimes it's the greatest shit ever. Sometimes we decide to give you a horrible album because you need to be aware of what the fuck is going on.
Trash out there.
And undoubtedly, all the albums that we mentioned, there's gonna be some trash. I doubt it's gonna be from fucking Eve.
Or you mean Rhapsody?
Well, that Eve album.
Or Missy.
I'm excited to hear that. And Ibtihaj, my apologies to you, my dear.
Oh, you was listening to the interview.
Yeah, I did, and I had to make sure I said that because I was like, you know what? It's important to have somebody's name correct.
That wasn't your fault though. She could have came out with like a sounder or something like that.
You pronunciation.
Yeah, exactly, bro. You can't be out here throwing it out there and not letting
But
everybody know.
Ibtihaj, we salute you, my dear.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm excited for that album. I'm excited for Rhapsody.
Rhapsody, I'm excited for Jeezy, although I'm not feeling that new single MLK Boulevard. That sounds That sounds like a Meek track that he happened to jump on. I don't like it. I don't really care for that. I am looking forward to Missy, of course. I'm just curious what she got in her bag. I feel like that's gonna be a dope album just because Missy just really never disappoints. Rhapsody, I mean, I'm excited about that.
I fall in love with her more and more.
That interview, man. Her interview skills
on the
are
Breakfast
amazing.
Club, yeah.
It really got me salivating for. It was already excited for, but her interview and her humbleness and the way she structured her album with the it's very similar to Kendrick's last album in a sense of how she structured it in a certain way.
I agree to that. I agree.
I'm really excited. So I'm really excited about that.
I think she took her time, and I think that there's still a blessing when you pair yourself with great producers.
Yeah.
Specifically talking about Ninth Wonder, right?
Nah, he's missing on something. You want to discuss today?
Oh well.
Yeah.
So Ninth Wonder worked on her whole project.
Yeah. Well, he's her primary producer.
Yeah.
He executive produced the whole
Then
thing.
this album is gonna be fire.
So he touched. I want to say she said he touched at least 7 tracks himself, and then he was an EP producer.
Oh, I hope she doesn't have like 20 tracks on here though.
I don't think so. I actually have it pre-downloaded. I think it's like
what
14.
does that mean, sir?
Pre-downloaded.
Was that some Apple shit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tell us, millennial.
So what I do that's fucked up. So what I will say it's 16 tracks. It's an hour and 3 minutes long.
That's fair. An hour.
But what it is on Apple you can pre-download the album, so when it drops at night, it downloads to my phone immediately. So I wake up to it's like Christmas.
Apple users around here.
It's like you wake up like, hey, is that new Rhapsody in the phone? Shuffle time. Get it popping. So no, I'm excited.
We're excited. New albums coming down the pipe.
Excited about that.
Speaking of albums, it's time to get into
our album review.
We got a hot ass album review coming up right here on That Boom Bap. We'll see y'all in a moment.
Yo, welcome back. So we here, little brother. May the Lord watch. They dropped a new album, first one in 9 years. They back together. Let's just let's just rock out and see what we can talk about.
Let's let it rock out. We can run out of superlatives.
Clearly.
You know what's funny about this?
Oh my God! If you say the same thing I'm about to say, I'm about to laugh.
So we just experienced one of the pitfalls of this goddamn album. But welcome to Lil Brother.
Right.
May the Lord watch. Once again, let's let this shit rock out. We got it.
Okay, so who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, get your bars off.
Mistake number 1.
Oh damn!
Coming out with the
You want to
chopper.
start with the sandwich? With the
Right, exactly. Yeah.
No, because it's my mistake.
Give them the dessert
Okay.
first.
It's not their mistake. Mistake number 1 is when you're listening to an album for the first time, take shuffle mode off.
Facto.
Because I totally was like, when the hell Google Play had damn commercials? And I wasn't necessarily close to my
Especially
phone.
on
Pandora,
my account,
motherfucker.
Shut up. Ain't nobody heard that. No, we have, I'll be sharing everybody's account, Netflix, everything. But yes, so I was a little confused at first, and but to you, I think you said that was more of the negative through it. I thought it was great in the sense of the arrangement of the album. I actually made these short skits fun, and it had a purpose. And so I can't complain about that. But to have Little Brother come out almost a decade later, missing one of the key components, in my opinion, Ninth Wonder, has definitely affected the structure of this album, in my opinion. I do feel that this album, I'm not going to say the overall thing, but I do feel that I was missing Ninth Wonder in some of these tracks. Like, I wish he was around for some of it. I mean, they had 4 albums, 6 mixtapes in 9 years in the beginning of their, time together, and they were all amazing. So for them to be missing for 9-10 years and to drop this, I'm actually not that disappointed. And I don't want to give out too much more, but I mean, what are your thoughts, Tut?
So, well, first off, when I was listening to an interview with Big Pooh, he talked about the reason they didn't bring Knife back is because he wasn't a part of the original Little Brother. Like, he came later. So they didn't feel, they got nice.
It was
blessing.
like a few months later.
Listen, I'm going off what the man said.
Okay.
He said, I'm going off what the man said. That is that man who's part of Little Brother. I personally don't know that for
we
sure.
have to listen to him. Yeah,
exactly. So I'll say this. It's probably the most melodic album I listened to in a while. in the sense that there was really no ebbs and flow. It was kind of consistent throughout with this kind of Afro soul, neo soul beats. Them flowing over, and I think it's dope, right? Because I think Fonte is dope, and I think a Big Pooh is dope. The bars are definitely there. I really like it. It's definitely a change from what I'm accustomed to. Y'all know how I give it up in the car. I'm shooting niggas and trapping and doing all other. I had to listen to TM 101 today just to kind of like change up the flow a little bit because it was I had to go back and hustle hard and all kind of shit like that. But I did like it. I thought it was cool. I thought the skits played a good role in breaking things apart. I like the radio vibe of it, which was kind of funny to me, how they had people jumping in and whatever. And then there were some samples. I swear I heard Pac on one of these tracks towards the end. They sampled his voice, I believe. But of course, it's not listed as a feature on the actual credits.
Any features on there, right?
They didn't, but if you go down, I can't remember the song, but I swear Pac's voice is on one of these songs, and they follow it up with another sample that's dope as hell. The song right after it, I know it's towards the end of the album. I was listening to it before the start of the show.
I'm really happy they didn't have an album full of features.
Oh no, of course not,
because that would definitely.
Well, there's
dilute.
2 of them, so I don't need y'all to nobody else, and y'all can rap, and I think y'all are in a certain lane. Yeah, you know what the kids say.
Yeah.
G, what about you?
But so shit, I'm in the same boat. Here's the thing, though. In my melancholy state, you have to appreciate Lil Brother for who they are and how they deliver. Yeah, and how they deliver content, right? Like, and everybody won't be able to appreciate this because it feels like a time warp. It literally feels like they have not missed a beat, and this album was a year or 2 after their last damn album. And going and thinking about the Crisis, Knots, Focus, Black Milk, all these producers working on this, and Left Back being back in 2010, the previous album. I wonder, and this goes back to a conversation we had about artists, but is this a post Little Brother era where this sound can't be appreciated? No. I don't know.
No, absolutely not. We got Anderson.Pac. I mean, why can't?
Different,
but that's a.
But it's in the same lane.
No,
I can see them touring together.
No, hell no.
You can't see both of them touring together.
I've seen Fonte and Foreign Exchange live multiple times. I've seen Anderson live multiple times. Totally different vibe, totally different feel, totally different crowds. Show presence. Yeah, totally different, totally everything. Okay, I would not put them together.
They kind of fit more in a. He's more. Oh my God! So they're more in an R&B neo soulish, like Floetry, type of vibe.
I don't know Foreign Exchange.
Anderson,
you don't know Foreign Exchange?
That's fine.
Don't say that on the mic.
Yeah, please.
Put that down. Mic down on her.
You losing credibility every day.
Little by little, every day.
Exactly. And then Anderson .Pac is he's like contemporary funk. Like it's a whole different vibe. Like I get what you're saying because you feel like the sounds. If you're taking
all mellow to me.
If you're taking his Ventura album, but even his Ventura album, which is mellow, versus this album, even the beats are different. There's still some ebb and flow to it.
Yeah.
This is a more consistent. Again, it reminds me. Funny you say when they live in this space. It really when I listened to it, I really got in my bag of like Music Soul Child.
Yeah, it's a time warp.
I was like, damn, and actually one of them things I was like, I miss this genre of music though. So to me there is a lane for it, but I don't know how many younger fans you can. I ain't gonna never put them up. I'll just 2-step in my Timbs. It's weird though. I enjoyed it, but I could sleep to this album.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I could put it on and go to sleep. And
I did fall asleep on the first one.
Wow.
I mean, I'm just gonna be honest.
We appreciate your honesty.
No, I'm not being disrespectful.
Little brother, we apologize.
No.
The views expressed here are for Layla E, not That Boom Bap or the Spirit.
No, but you have to feel me though. So this week has been a wild ride of emotions. Is excitement and some lows, which I'll do in my shout outs. But for me, this is definitely, you have to remember, you actually have to put yourself in an environment to hear certain music.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? And for me to hear this in the first state that I was in, I was just like,
emotionally
drained.
I'm
a little bored. Yeah, this is too much. I got, what? Then I put it on a second and the third time, and it was like, yo, this is really cool. Just to, for example, after work, like today, I enjoyed it more. I enjoyed it more getting off work, sitting in rush hour traffic to get here than I did the first 7-8 times that I played it. And I was like, this is why first album reviews are a little tough, because you usually change your mind after a few listens. But for me, it was the environment to put myself in, and this is actually something that I can enjoy in a writing mood, or when I just want to chill at the house. You know what I'm saying?
It's cruising. To me, it's a fall CD. Fall CD. It's
winter cuddle time.
No, I wouldn't say that. It's not. We're not cuddling.
That's why I'm single.
I just think it's a fall CD in a sense of it gives me. I put this on, sunroof open, one of those couple of weeks when it's really cool in Houston, when it's not super hot. Rolling, listen, boom, nice vibe, chilling. Very digestible for the wife if she's not a hip hop head, or the girlfriend. Like, I like it, and like cool. I said, and if you're a hip hop head, you can still appreciate the bars, because the bars are there. So it does live in it lives in a great space.
It does,
but it's
Spotify.
It's one of those. I feel like it's a timeless type of album. You know what I mean?
Well, so that's why I say I sit on the other side, because it took me in a time warp. Right, and when you mentioned Music Soul Child, it's so funny. I was listening to this album, and then I went to something else, and then I said, "Why the fuck do I want to listen to Music Soul Child?" I was last night, and I put on Music Soul Child, and I went through a couple of Music and the Magic, and then another one of his albums, just because it put me in that vibe. It actually transported me back to this moment of these mid 2000s when you've got neo soul that's popping heavy, and I think that may have been their intent, and because they're artists, we have to appreciate them for what they are.
And we need that right now.
Well, I think we always need true artistry.
Yeah.
I then go back to my original question. Yes, people can appreciate it. Yes, it has a place. Yes, it damn sure feels like fall, right? We're a little early, because fall ain't till mid-September.
Well, Hot Girl Summer is kind of extending summer.
Yeah, it's still summer. It's a hot nigga holiday. I'm having my best life out here.
Especially in Texas.
But can people appreciate it now? Can they grab new listeners, new viewers? Can new people appreciate what they have done, or have they missed that mark, and it's only for those that are already aware?
Are they trying to that's a great question. Are they trying, what was the purpose of this album? Are you trying to expand your fan base?
Yeah.
Or are you trying to placate to those who are already loyal fans?
Yeah.
And I think for me, when you said that, it kind of put me up in my head. It's like, that is crazy. So but they wild.
Yeah.
But
we're gonna fix that shit.
I think this is a perfect segue.
Turn on some Jeezy in the whole goddamn studio. Fuck it up.
I think that for Little Brother to have been missing for 9 years, and for them to actually come back with May the Lord Watch, this is basically an album to say thank you for still being fans of Little Brother. And I think once they get this on and popping, then they can go ahead and segue into an album where they can invite and bring in other and new fans.
Do you think that was the plan though? Because I
don't think that's the plan.
I don't think that was that calculated. To me, I feel like
higher boom bap.
I feel like they. Facto.
Oh my God.
I feel like because we really been that motherfucker like
really run a fucking.
Gary would be like, I feel like I'm online. I'm like, I so feel like I'm freshman year at Mizzou.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But no, I think circa 01. I think that it is I would have loved if that was the plan. I don't know if that was the plan. I think the plan was, we're going to create something that we want to create. It's going to satisfy our core audience who have been salivating for an album.
Yeah.
And we're going, because this sounds dynamically different than the Fonte album he released last year that was in our top.
My God.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so we know they can do it.
Yes.
We know they can do it.
They can flow on something that's relevant and current.
If we didn't have a point of reference of recent, I would agree with you. Fonte's album was literally one of the best albums to come out.
Of last year.
His EP that he released was fire.
I don't understand.
His EP, 4 tracks that I fucking loved, sounds more in that Pac lane, more in that lane. This, like Gary said,
y'all are saying this ain't good.
I didn't say it's not good. I'm just saying it's.
You have to be in a space to appreciate this.
Yeah.
You have to respect rapper Big Pooh. You have to respect Fonte, Tigolo. You gotta have a true feel and appreciation for these artists, or this will not resonate with you at all.
If you're not a Little Brother fan, and I put this on, you're not gonna be a Little Brother. I'm not gonna convert anybody with this album. I can convert somebody with Fonte's last album.
Yeah.
Oh, I can. Yo, you ain't heard of Fonte? Oh, listen to this.
Yeah. Done.
Oh, and he does this. Oh, damn.
I
Done.
think this is a good setup. I really do think that this can be a good setup.
Layla got a job, y'all.
No.
That's what her surprise is. She got hired by Little Brother to get their shit together.
Real rap.
I mean, you can definitely hire me. I am.
You should
up
be in
for
hip hop
hire.
PR.
I really should, right?
Yeah, it should be a
But I
publicist.
do think that this really would be a good way to bring in. I just think this is an appreciation album. Thank you for being Little Brothers fans. Thank you for waiting for so long. Here is something that you would expect from Little Brother. And guess what? New album coming soon, Little Brother, featuring Ninth Wonder in a couple of tracks.
But your fans,
and bam.
But here's
new
the thing,
people.
right? If you're
Missed
a Little Brother,
opportunity.
if you're a Little Brother fan, because I saw this all on my timeline. So shout out to Reem, shout out to Good Bar, shout out to all the people I've seen. They were already waiting for this album. They were gonna listen to this motherfucker
Anticipation.
regardless.
Right.
I want to get the motherfucker who don't know Lil Brother or is not familiar with Lil
they'll
Brother.
get their chance.
I don't. But you missed it. Like if you might have missed
They
the
will
boat.
get their, I don't think they did. Trust
Okay.
me. Trust me.
All right.
We'll play back to this episode. What episode is this?
168.
168.
All over the place with
Best
it.
believe. But I will say that going back to the album, they did have a few skits that were really they were short and sweet and funny. You know what I'm saying? It
didn't
has
like the
something to
short
do
skits.
with the network.
The UPN.
UPN network, which by the way was actually a network that had Moesha and
Yeah,
101
back in
and
the
all
day.
of them back
Was
in
it
the
It
Urban
just
day.
wasn't
People Network, what
something
it's
like that,
called?
but
I
it
just
wasn't the same acronym
Yeah.
that they.
Different acronym completely, but I do like that. I believe it was either Everything or Right on Time. How Big Pooh mentioned, like people don't recognize him when he's doing Uber Eats or doing Uber, and I was like, damn, that's humbling. Like this dude is doing regular people's shit, and on top of being, I think, a dope ass rapper. You know what I mean? And he was just bringing us into his new world and
Sure.
what life has been like, and it's been very realistic. What were you about to say about that?
I mean, how many rappers do we have in the world who can order Uber Eats and motherfuckers don't know? I mean, he
was actually doing the job. He
That's
was
what he-
actually
that's
the
what he's saying.
driver.
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said he was ordering it.
I
Sorry.
mean, shit. It's a bunch of niggas from New York. I could probably run through, drop food off. Hey, come on! Like it's just, it's. I mean, that to me, is it humbling? I guess when you were D-list rap star, like what is
Is he D-list?
what? But not in skill, but in popularity, in notoriety.
In
Like,
clout, yeah.
what does he sit? Like that nigga, him and Pharoah Monch sit in the
a lot of
same
people-
box.
A lot of people
Like,
wouldn't be able to name him.
That nigga from one of them niggas from the Wu-Tang nobody know. Like it's
If he walked down this motherfucking aisle with you, God, or like I'm just saying. You don't know. What
That
the fuck
is
it
true.
I don't know what the fuck.
I mean, I do that.
You need a podcast? I don't know. I don't know.
Throw that
Man,
nigga
this
in rice.
man will sell
Throw that
you
nigga in
anything,
rice,
by the
too.
way. He good at
I
it,
don't
too.
know.
My thing is
But-
like, yo, just be happy with being dead nice. You're respected by your peers.
Yeah.
You have your place in hip hop history. I'm sure you have a financial windfall of some kind. Listen. Most rappers will tell you, give me the money and the success without the fame. I mean, if I got money in the bank and I want to deliver Uber Eats on the weekends, my nigga, and I can do that in the cloak of darkness.
Yeah.
And I do it because I want to meet people, not because I need the money.
Exactly. I'm just doing it because I'm like, fuck it. I'm just
Yeah.
rolling up with the Tesla like I'm delivering your McDonald's.
Yeah,
like, oh, damn,
yeah.
you a well-dressed delivery boy, aren't you?
Uber
Oh
Black.
my God,
Uber
y'all are
Black.
so ridiculous. Well, overall,
You ready to get
it's
some-
okay for me.
Yeah,
to
you
give
want
my
to start with your
overall-
ratings?
Yeah, get your bars off.
Sure,
Yeah,
let's go.
Okay.
What tracks you like first?
So there's 15 tracks, which 4 of them are skits. Oh no, if not 5.
5 of them are
5
skits.
of them are skits. So that's a very digestible album.
I agree.
And it was straight to the point. You had some humor here and there. You had storytelling throughout. I would like to say that Black Magic, Make It Better, was one of my favorites. as well as is Sitting Alone and All in a Day. I really enjoyed them. It definitely showed, the little brother that you love. You know what I'm saying? I'm in love with their first album. Take that coat off, nigga. Yeah, I love that part. Sorry, reminiscing. But I don't feel like any of these tracks should be off the album. Usually we're like that they could have missed this, and like we did Ross's album. Sorry. But
you remixed the whole goddamn album.
And it's banging.
You should really. Did we snap that up? You should send
that
that to Ross. That would be fire. I think that would be.
We need to put that on Boom Bap Official.
I'm gonna send
IG,
it over. I'll send it to you in a minute.
Yeah. Okay. So I really think that everything was here with a purpose, and nothing should be taken away. The arrangement is perfect. The lyrical content, I mean, you can't go wrong with them. They definitely paint a nice picture, and they're very clever on how, they can transition within each other's verses. It just is so beautiful. So for me, I would have to give this album, well, hold on. Playback value. Will I put any of these songs on my playlist? Probably not, because I need to come up with a completely different playlist, because my stuff is kind of ratchet. Right. So this definitely has its own lane, and that's what I was trying to convey earlier, is like I've been in this different space of hot girl summer. So yes, some of these definitely do deserve to have its own playlist. So overall, I'll give this album about a 7. Welcome back, little brother. I'm really happy for you.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I'll go next. So I agree. Actually, I liked all the songs that you liked. I really did like all those. I think it was track 12 that was my favorite. I wish I could remember, or maybe it was track 10, one of the two. But it was one of those. I think they sampled Pac's voice, which I really liked. I thought the production was dope. It was consistent. It was in the same lane. I didn't mind that, although I do like my albums to be a little more ebb and flow to it. But yeah.
You think this it?
It might be it.
Okay.
It sound that way. I enjoyed the album. The bars with her, of course. You can't knock that, man. Fonte is amazing. Big Pooh still got it. Still sharp and still. I love the fact that the tracks were a decent length. Like they weren't too long, but they weren't way short. Like you got.
It was perfect.
That part was good. I thought the skits broke the album up nicely. Out of the 10 tracks, I probably rocked with over half of them, probably like 7 or 8, and the 2 that I didn't rock with, or I might just be forgetting them or whatever. So I really enjoyed the album. If I had to rate it 1 to 5, we No Rice Today. This is a good album. No Rice Today. My biggest critique is where does it live now? And it doesn't have playback value on a playlist because I'd have to put this on like a melodic playlist. It'd have to go in. I'd have to mix it in with some Pac and some other things. Yeah, I can't put it in. I can't listen to this going to the club, going to the lounge.
Then you're going to turn around and go back home, call your wife.
Yo, exactly. Candles
play
lit,
with the baby.
Exactly, all that.
Yeah.
It's home time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Out of 5, I say 3.25 out of 5.
Okay.
A good, solid, good album. I enjoyed it. I think it's great that they're back. I would love to see something more new and updated. Like I said, knowing that I have Fonte's album from last year and how amazing that was, I'm going to hold you to that standard because he's in the group. So, my nigga, you could have given us that. Like
you're half.
Yeah, exactly. You could have been like, yo, Pooh, we got to update. You could have gave me half and half. You could have gave me half of the mellow joint and then gave me a more up-tempo. You gave me 10 tracks, 5 and 5 would have worked. I would have liked that, actually. Yep. And if you would have arranged it correctly, hire That Boom Bap.
I was going to say.
That's what we do.
We could have got you right, and it would have been a nice flow to it. So, yeah, I enjoyed it, though. I'll definitely go back to it. I just got to figure out where it's going to live. Yeah, 3.25.
That's pretty good.
That's good. That's damn good. That's damn good.
We're on a roll.
What was yours?
What was mine? 7 or 7.7?
7 out of 10?
7 out of 10.
Okay. 9 out of 9.
I'm keeping it simple. Simple. I'm
vanilla. I'm just asking. So, y'all know how I like to rock. We roll with the BIPA, right? We talk about bars. We talk about the impact. All the bitches. We talk about the impact value. We got to talk about production. We're going to talk about playback. And, of course, we got to talk about arrangement. First and foremost, without fucking question, bars. Like Fonte is one of the illest in the game, and he's been that way. And they've got the discography, him and Big Rapper Big Pooh, to be able to showcase that shit. So you got to respect them for where they stand on lyrical wise. Now, the impact of this album, as I mentioned earlier, I think that's an issue. That's a problem simply because they chose, as artists, which they're fucking entitled to do, but they chose to be in this lane of, I want this to have a nostalgic feel. While I can appreciate that, God damn it, I'm here. It is not. It's not 2003. My DeLorean is not parked out back. I can't hit 88 and go back in time. I can't do it. So you missed me there on the impact. Now talking about Knots, talking about Black Milk, and all the other producers that sold into this, Sans Ninth Wonder, the production is there. It feels like Minstrel Show Part 2. Well, I'm not gonna say that because Minstrel Show is one of the best albums they ever did. Yes. But it's in that same vein. The production is there. It feels good. It's a very steady flow of production. However, I'm not and I love comedy. I'm not fucking feeling these interludes because I feel like it's too many. It's literally a third of the album is throwaway.
That's a good point.
A third of the album, out of 15 tracks, 5 of them are interludes between 30 seconds and a minute and some change, or a little bit, minute and 3 seconds and shit. Yeah. So for me, I think that was a waste of space. I could have did it with 1 or 2, and it had been just as impactful for what those interludes were supposed to do, and give me the comic relief. Now, so that kind of fucks up the playback value. Arrangement, I agree. Outside of that, if we can asterisk that nuance, the arrangement for the rest of this album is pretty spot on. I know it's spot on when I can roll through it, and then the same song pops back up, and I'm like, God damn, that's the whole album I done went through. And I roll through the goddamn album again. And every time I look up, I'm back at All in a Day. Yeah. It ended up being one of my favorite tracks because of the arrangement outside of these goddamn interludes that are unnecessary. But so with that being said, you've got 15 tracks, 5 interludes that are washed. Bars are on, impacts are missed, production's on, playback value is a little missy. I'm personally gonna have to give this an 11 out of 15.
God damn, that's your second highest.
It's not.
That's dope.
Of the year?
It's
of
not.
the quarter? That's your second highest. Well,
it's not. It's cool.
I'm going to go through each episode
Please
get everybody's ratings.
Please do.
So
we should have our own little wiki with our ratings, albums, and then how we
album.
rate it.
Yeah, and then put ours together.
People can just go look at our wiki. Hit that
That
Boom Bap wiki.
Weren't complicated with their rating system.
That's cool.
Yeah. Now we got to do math and do percentages and shit.
So, Lola, where people find you at?
I don't want to go first.
As we conclude this shit, and I want to actually, before we give that shit out, and this may be a pertinent moment. Remember, folks, as we come to the end of summer, guess what's coming up next, baby? It's fall. Ooh, that means we got That Boom Bap's Fall 2019 playlist coming. And I can guarantee you at least one of these fucking tracks is going to make this fall playlist because that shit fits perfectly. So make sure y'all stay tuned to goddamn Spotify for that Fall 2019 from That Boom Bap.
I'm kind of excited for that one, actually.
Yeah, I like our playlist. Our playlist is fucking dope.
Because y'all going to hate mine.
Oh, we know.
Yes.
But my fans are going to like it.
And you can't put City Girl Summer shit on there.
17 times.
Girls.
Whatever. Or Hot Girls. You can't put that on there. It's a fall playlist.
Hot.
All right. Y'all know what's up when I'm rolling up. It's your boy DJ King Tut, DJ_King_Tut. That's Instagram, DJ King Tut 1. That's Twitter. You follow me, I follow back. Yo, you see me in the streets, say what's goody. Layla, what it do?
Oh my God. You can definitely find me at Layla_E1 on IG. Just follow me on IG. That's really the main thing I be on. Also, don't forget to follow us at Boom Bap Official on all things social media. And our new YouTube account has started, which is under That Boom Bap Podcast. And I want to dedicate this episode to my Maymay, who is my grandma. She passed away a couple of days ago. I'm so blessed to have been able to see her at the hospice care beforehand. You know, definitely being able to say goodbyes is a blessing. So I love you. You're an angel, and I dedicate this episode to you. Mwah.
Make a wish. Salute to that dream, that the legacy that she left.
Yeah, and she was about to be 80,
and that's what's up. She lived a great life.
Yeah,
lived a full life, and of course, I won't mention one of my places because I can't follow with that. Yeah, exactly. You can reach me anywhere online: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. and Snapchat at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. As we mentioned earlier, make sure you stay tuned to our playlist. We're doing a lot of extra shit. Make sure you get on our Patreon. We got great content with our album reviews. We got some 30 days later album reviews coming back to you. That way you can get a feel for the things that we've lived with and all kind of extra shit. We getting our bars off. We are giving you great quality content for a $2, $4, $7 tier, my G. Rock out with us. And if we don't tell y'all shit else, remember this. Rap
minus
lies
equals
hip
hip hop,
and
and
that's that boom bap.
bap.
Peace.